Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Calling All Devs, which is our new weekly Q&A series where I take questions from you, the Star Citizen backer, and submit them to our Star Citizen developers, usually over Skype, except the times they don't answer the question and then I have to do Weirder's Theater, and it's never good. We are going to get things started right away. Our first question of the day, we are talking to TOBIAS JOHANSSON out of our Foundry 42 studio. Let's see if he picks up. TOBIAS, how you doing, man?
Hello. I'm good. Broken teeth, but otherwise good.
What? What do you mean broken teeth?
Yeah, you woke up in the morning, break a teeth. That's how you do things in Germany, apparently.
I don't know. I think it looks cool. I mean, let me look. No, you look like a character, man. You look like, I don't know why. You look like a Wolverine or something. I imagine Wolverine has broken teeth.
I should just say I fought, and that's how it happened. But I'm too gentle to do that, and I would probably lose as well.
The day before the holiday live stream, not this year's, but the one from 2016 that was super awesome. Everybody remember the super awesome holiday live stream of 2016? The morning before that, this tooth right here just fell out of my mouth. Just completely fell out of my mouth. Eating breakfast, I'm like, just gone. I'm like, how does that happen? And I had to rush to a dentist and find a dentist that could do a replacement that day. Ended up paying through the nose because I didn't want to be I didn't want to ruin the holiday live stream 2016 by showing up like, hey, everybody.
You managed to find someone to do it.
No, I managed to find somebody to put a tooth in my head and save the holiday live stream 2016. It was perfect after that. All right.
That sounds good.
Sorry. So your question, submitted by the backers and voted on the backers. This says, will outposts on planets always be this small, or will they get more complex over time?
So the short answer is yes, they will always be that small. They're supposed to be the smallest we have in the game. We're going to have bigger locations. The next would be like a village or a city or something like Area 18 that you've seen in the sitcom demo. But the outposts are always going to stay in this, maybe a cluster of them, but in general, never bigger, actual outposts.
Gotcha. So that sounds more like a nomenclature thing. It's outposts. Things that we refer to as outposts will stay that small, but there will be other settlements, like you mentioned, villages and stuff that are bigger and use larger structures. It's just that the things that we refer to as outposts will always be small.
Yeah, they will always stay this small, because that's the point of them. It's like the first time we go to another planet and we're gonna bring something, we can't bring a skyscraper. Or maybe we can. I don't know when we're going to.
Not with that attitude, mister.
Yeah, exactly. But I expect it to be something like this, where it's just a box you pretty much snap down, and that's what they're supposed to be. So.
All right, cool. I feel like we should have a "the more you know" graphic overhead.
Yeah, exactly.
That might just be an American thing. All right, TOBIAS, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to work, man.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
All right, well, thank you so much, TOBIAS JOHANSSON, out of our Foundry 42 DE studio. For our next call, we are going just a couple desks over to our friend Dan TRUFFIN out of Foundry 42 DE. Dan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How's it going?
Oh, I'm all right. We had this big subscriber tour yesterday, and they were great, and it was wonderful having them. But one of them brought a bug. I woke up this morning all super congested, and my cough that hasn't gone away since I had pneumonia is now reinforced with a vengeance. Anyway, I got a question for you for Calling All Devs. This is another question submitted by backers, voted on by backers, and I think you're just the guy for it. Where is it on this? Here it is. Okay. How will player-to-player interdiction work? Will it require special equipment fit to an existing ship, or can only specific role-based ships perform this task? Will we have the ability to web, quantum disrupt, and otherwise suppress a ship from re-entering quantum once it's pulled out?
So
Short
I'll
question.
Try to split it into segments. So whether we require special equipment, that is a yes and no. You can still interrupt someone from engaging their quantum drive by disrupting their quantum field that they're trying to generate around their ship. If they take enough damage, and especially if they take enough damage to the quantum drive, that field will disrupt. But you're not going to see someone in an Aurora shooting an Idris disrupting their quantum field. That is going to be, maybe if they're already damaged or something like this, but most probably not going to happen. Now, if you're talking about dedicated interdiction tools, we definitely want to improve your chances of interdiction if you have specialized equipment. That is the idea. If you have specialized disruptor beams, you will be able to use them to disrupt that quantum field so much faster than just shooting them with normal weapons. It's and besides that, yes, if you have a ship that is dedicated to interdiction, you will have an extra layer of bonuses on top for that. But again, it's not required. We want to be able to allow this type of gameplay to be available to everyone, but just people will be a lot better at it if they have the right equipment.
Gotcha. So if I understand correct, before you go to the second part, anybody who shoots anybody while they're trying to quantum has a chance of disrupting the field.
It's not a chance. It will be slowly damaging their quantum field pool that they're trying to build up, and when it reaches 100%, basically they're spooling. When it reaches 100%, they're out. Bye. You cannot stop them anymore. If you manage to basically do more damage that their quantum drive engine can actually generate to fill that pool, then you hold them there until they reach 100. You might be able to just delay them enough until someone comes and helps you, or you can actually disrupt it completely where they cannot even engage if you have enough firepower.
And then you have specialized weapons that will make that more effective.
Yes, that is the idea. You will have specialized weapons that basically in a matter of seconds will shut down a field.
Okay.
So you might get that situation when an Aurora, maybe with a specialized weapon, is able to hold down an Idris, provided it doesn't get one shot out of the sky. But
I can see the Reddit thread already.
Yes. So hey, that Idris can at any point just point its gun at it and just blow it out the sky. But if he's not able to spot it, or if it's like in an interesting angle where the Idris can slowly not really turn towards it and it takes forever to turn, it might be enough.
Yeah. All it's done is kept the Idris there so it can kill it.
Yeah, no, most of the time you want to keep the Idris there until your friends come in with the big guns.
Okay. What about the second half of interdiction? Pulling people out of quantum that are already in there.
So for this, we have way more specialized tool, which will be a quantum interdiction field. See it as a device that you deploy. You basically chuck out of your cargo, and you turn it on. It has a limited power supply, and once you turn it on a giant radius, anything that quantum travels through there gets pulled out, and until they exit this radius, they cannot quantum travel again. Either they have to exit this radius or destroy the quantum interdiction field generator. It's either or, but you have to make it out of there. The fun part here comes when the guys that are trying to interdict you are most probably also going to be inside that bubble, because they have to be there in order to kill you and make sure you're not getting away and running out. So they'll also be interdicted. They won't know what's coming. They might be getting a nice hauler full of nice cargo, or 2 or 3 Idrises fully armed and just blowing them out the sky. So it's going to be a bit of a gamble to set up one of these fields. But this is where our stealth gameplay will also come into play, where you basically can stay behind an asteroid and see what drops in your net before you actually start going in full guns. So yeah,
I'm remembering the line from Watchmen right now. You think I'm stuck in here with you? You're stuck in here with me.
Pretty much.
All right, well, cool. So thank you so much, Dan. That was a great answer.
Glad to be of help.
Good job. Okay, I'll let you get back to work, man.
Okay, no problem.
Right, take care.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. So thank you again, Dan Truffin from Foundry 42DE. For our next call, we are going back to Austin, and good friend Ahmed, who works on the. I don't remember what his team. Hey, Ahmed, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, Jared?
Good. What's the name of your team?
We are publishing operations.
Publishing. All right. Sorry.
Then, yeah.
my head's foggy. I caught some cold yesterday, so I'm having trouble remembering things. All right. So Ahmed, welcome back. You got a new office.
Oh, yeah. They moved me. We had a lot of movements here around the office in Austin.
Yeah, we just rearranged this office. Cramming people in every which way we can.
Yeah.
What was it? It's like 480 some odd people in 5 studios across the world now. So
I lost count a while ago. I just enjoy seeing the emails in the morning about the new hires.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason I'm now back in the corner of our stage. It's like I'm sitting behind the set. It's like if I could turn the camera around, you see the back of the set. Like we are squeezing people in every which way. All right, your question from the backers, voted on by the backers. I'm gonna read this verbatim here. There have been a number of devs discussing server-side patches. I'm gonna put quotation marks in patches because we'll go over that. Being deployed since the 3.0 release. Is there any possibility of having patch notes for these server releases so we know what to test in the PU?
Yeah, most of the time, these are not batches. That's what we call a hotfix. And the nature of a hotfix, it's unplanned for. Like, we did not really want a hotfix. We did not really want to add a new feature. If we were going to add a new feature, we was going to release a new batch. Most probably, we are mitigating an issues, enhancing something, completely shutting down a major cause of problem. The majority of the time, there is not much for the players to test. Like, a lot of the cases, it's just we realize that something is not working the way it should work, and we can find a way to deal with it without releasing a new release, and we just go with it. Another thing is we don't want the hotfix to be like a very expensive when it comes to time consumption from different teams, because if you deal with it as a release where you involve everyone, involving the people who deal with batch notes, involved with the people who deal with releasing the batch notes, then you are investing a lot of time, resources from the people who already are working on the new release. Because when, as you imagine, or as you know, when we release a release and then next day we're just doing nothing but working on a new release, every single time the old release wants to take time from us, we're trying to minimize that as less as we can. So adding that to the fact that there is not much to be tested, most of the time there is not much to be said. However, there might be cases where we have hot fixes that would need a batch notes, but that's not like a matter that you and I can decide on. Usually it's going to be a case by case basis, and we're trying to be as lean as we can and move fast. We are not trying to set ourselves to a certain regimen, especially when it comes to fixing issues with minimal amount of intervention, which is the hot fixes.
But plus, it might be worth adding that the hot fixes are going to be related to features that were already in the patch notes.
Absolutely,
it's the patch notes are we did this, and then a hotfix will be to tweak something that was that's listed in that patch. So you actually already have the patch notes. You already have the list of things to test. Just keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to get the information that we need from after each and every hotfix. So there's nothing real specific to point anybody at that's any different than the patch notes you already have. It's a question of fine tuning a thing. Instead of interdiction happening every 2 seconds, now it happens every 5 seconds. It's still there. It's all the stuff that you're already aware of. We're just fine tuning.
Most of the time it's a correction. We're just correcting something.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, man. I'll let you get back to work.
Awesome. Enjoy your day.
I'm jealous of your office as I sit here in the back corner of our stage room. All right.
Just be patient.
I've been patient. All right, take it easy, man.
Cool. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
All right, so from Tobias down the hallway to Dan TRUFFIN, we now go from Ahmed down the hallway to Rob Reininger. You might remember Rob Reininger from last week's show. Hey, Rob, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, Jared? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, and right off the bat, I'm going to commend you on your new camera. Look how good that looks.
Yeah, I might have got commentary about the last one, so...
I think my favorite comment from last week's show was that the whiteboard behind you had a higher frame rate than your camera.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't go on camera too much, so it's...
Well, no,
it was okay, but I'm prime time now, so it's...
Yeah, and when you're doing Skype meetings, it's not always about, people don't need to see us in HD to be one of 40 people in a Skype meeting and stuff like that.
Exactly. I share my screen. I don't get looked at too much.
Fair enough. We do try to be frugal with our spending, but I'm glad we got you a new camera, and we're gonna make use of that because I've got 2 questions for you this week. You're up for 2 right off the bat. This one's been voted up for a while. We've been looking for somebody to answer this one for a couple weeks now, and I'm told that you're the guy. The question is, what can you tell us about the future of our personal hangars? What's the next step? Are we close?
So we've been putting a lot of focus over these last couple of years on making our art sets modular in nature, and as you know, like the last time we did the hangars was a few years ago, like 4 years ago at this point, I think. And the way that they were built just isn't conducive to us inserting them into a lot of the different locations or building different sizes using the same art set. So we've been really focused on creating the hangar pieces within our modular sets, which will allow us to do low tech, high tech, asteroid, or all the same themes that we've got, but in our new modular art sets, which will allow us to incorporate them into our cities, which is obviously the big thing. Being able to fly down, into your hangars, kind of like Levski, but that was still kind of a custom setup for us. So we really want to get those in relatively soon. It's going to be later part of this year, maybe early next year, but look for them with the release of the first major cities.
Yeah, following the progress, it's too early to say when. I mean, obviously, we'd love to have it in later this year, as you said, went up, but that's not one of those things. It's not on the roadmap for a reason right now, guys.
No, exactly.
That's like an internal goal. With like, okay, if all things line up, maybe that can happen. But when we have a better idea of when the new hangars will come, you'll see them show up on the roadmap.
Absolutely.
That's basically your cue to know when something's going to happen. Is look for it on the roadmap. If it's not on the roadmap, don't expect it anytime within the period of that roadmap.
So,
now,
so a little more information. I mean, we've got them in white box phase right now, and they're currently getting their art pass. So once we can get those signed off, then that's when it's probably going to show up on the roadmap. So
cool. Now we had hangars in the past, the deluxe and the deluxe and the discount and the business. Those were replaced about 4 years ago, like I said, with the Revel in York and the AeroView and the Southland. Are these new hangars you're talking about, the high tech, the low tech? Are we thinking these are going to replace those hangars, or are they just evolutions of?
No, that's the intention. Is that they're going to replace them, because you're still going to have all the same functionality, being able to place your flare and park your ships in there, but it's just going to be with the updated art, which I think you guys will like. Like the new art looks amazing, so I think you guys will be super happy when you actually see them.
Well, the last round of hangars were a tremendous improvement over the round before that. So, if it's anything like our ships, they just get better the more we do them. So I have no doubt of what you just said. All right, your next question for you is about the public roadmap we were just talking about. We see repair on the public roadmap for 3.3, but there are no repair ships scheduled for 2018. How are we going to repair in 3.3 with no ships that repair?
So 3.2 has salvage on the roadmap. So salvage, if you guys aren't aware of it, is being able to strip materials off of the hulls of ships. Repair is going to be, think of it the inverse of that. So you're going to have a personal weapon using the paw tool with like a backpack that allows you to have a certain amount of materials in it, and you'll be able to go and infuse your ship with these materials again and kind of repair it. It's the first iteration of it. We look at being able to potentially put this tech on drones, or so it's actually getting fixed in real time, because we've got our damage shaders that actually allow you to go down to the lattice underneath ships, right? So super cool tech to allow us to take it off, so we want to be able to put it back on. So that's the stretch, or not stretch goal, the initial goal for tier 0 implementation. And then once we can prove out the tech with a personal level, then we can start looking at the larger ships that are repair ships specifically.
Awesome. Well, that you did it. I don't have anything to add. Thank you so much, Rob. I'll let you get back to work.
Appreciate it. All right, take care, man.
Take care.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Well, that about wraps up this week's show. Special thanks to Tobias and Dan and Ahmed and Rob for taking their time to answer our questions this week. Remember, you can submit your questions for consideration each and every week up on the thread, up on Spectrum. I thought I could get through without a cough. So for Calling All Devs, I'm Content Manager for Global Video Production, Jared Huckabee. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Thanks for watching. For the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you can subscribe to our channel, or you can check out some of the other shows, and you can also head to our website at www.robertsspaceindustries.com. Thank you very much for watching.